What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about how to properly fit a new pair of cowboy boots. Whether you're looking for your first pair or you just haven't gotten a pair in a while and are not sure about, you're a little rusty on sizing them, I'm going to give you guys some advice how to help you out in getting the proper pair, the proper size rather, the first time around. Now before we jump into these, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below and ring that bell. It don't hurt either. Now, let's jump into how to size a pair of cowboy boots. Okay guys, so before we get into the tips on how to properly fit your cowboy boots, which you're actually looking at three different areas: the toe area, the instep, and the heel area. But before we cover that and what to look for in those areas, I want to give you guys a piece of advice, especially if you're buying your first pair of boots. Go to a physical store that sells cowboy boots, western boots, that has a nice variety of them, a nice selection. What you're going to end up finding is, and you want to try on different brands, different styles, because what you'll find is among different brands, you're going to be different sizes sometimes. And that's due to the last that they build the boot on. And also, you'll find that you might even be different sizes sometimes within a brand depending on the style because of just the way that the boot is sized based upon model. Now, I will tell you guys, if you get a good fitting pair of cowboy boots, it will be one of, if not the most comfortable pair of boots that you will ever, or pieces of footwear you will ever wear, if not the most comfortable. Now, if you get a pair that doesn't fit you right, whether they're too big or too small, you're not going to enjoy your boots. And the reason why you want to get the right size in your boots is because you obviously don't have laces. So you don't have anything to either make that boot tighter or loosen that boot up. So if it don't fit, it don't fit. And if it don't fit, your feet are going to hate you. So let's jump into the three areas that you're going to look at whenever you're trying on a pair of boots. So you're at the store, you pick out the pair that you want, you go to pull it on, and just to give you guys a heads up, this boot should not go on easily whenever it's new. You should not be playing World War III with it to try and get it on your foot, but it should not slide onto your foot easily. Now, you pick out your boots, you go to put them on, don't be afraid to use these pull tabs, and the first thing you want to listen for is a thud or a popping sound in the heel area. That's usually a pretty good indicator that you're on the right track for getting the right size of boot for yourself. Now, once you get it on, you want to feel in the instep area first. You should not be able to pinch a whole lot of extra leather, if any at all. Now, you want that to feel like a firm handshake or a good hug. It should be hugging your foot. It should not be real loose there. You should not, like I said, you should not be pinching a lot of extra leather. It should be, your instep should be taking up most of, if not all, that leather. Because this is pretty much like your laces on your boots. It's what's holding it onto your foot. And then what'll happen is over time, that's actually going to stretch out here or conform to your foot like leather does. It'll mold to your foot over time and stretch out a little bit. So it'll loosen up a little bit for you, but even then it should not, even once they're broken in, you should not have a lot of extra leather there. Now, once you're comfortable with the instep and you think, okay, that feels pretty good there, feels pretty firm, you want to look at the feel around in the toe area. And what I mean about feeling around in the toe area is you're not necessarily going to push down. It's called a toe box, actually. You're not going to want to push down on the toe box because this is actually reinforced, and if you put too much pressure on that, what's going to happen is you're going to break it down and you're going to distort the look of the boot. But you want to make sure that your toes are nice and spread out in here. They should lay flat. They should not be all scrunched up. They should lay flat. And you also do not want your toe to go all the way, your big toe to go all the way to the end of the boot. It should hit about mid-toe box, I'd say. It should not be before the toe box. It should not go to the end of the toe box. You want it to, your big toe probably should hit, right in the middle there, give or take. Your toes should be touching the sides of the boots. They should not be pushing out, and they shouldn't be scrunched together. they should just lay nice and flat in the toe area. Now, once you check your toe area, make sure that your toes have a nice room, they're nice and comfortable. Go ahead and start walking around, and that's where you're gonna go back to the heel area. And you want, as you're walking, you want a little bit of heel slippage, about maybe 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch, somewhere in around there. You don't want much, just a wee teeny bit. Because what happens is, whenever you get a new pair of boots, this boot is built on a steel shank. Sometimes they'll use carbon fiber depending on the brand, but most commonly it's a steel shank. And that runs from the heel all the way to where the boot is going to bend at. And that's where you get a lot of your support and a lot of your comfort from your cowboy boots. And the reason why you want that heel slip is because it's natural for the boot to do that. After your boots are broken in, they're going to bend where they're supposed to bend at. Prior to that, whenever they're brand new, they don't want to bend. This outsole is very stiff. So it wants to pull back as you're stepping forward. So, and that's actually what part of that break-in process is you're just getting this outsole to flex with your foot. And then once you break them in a little bit, that heel slip will kind of go away. Personally, for myself, I don't really notice, have not really noticed much. I know it's there, but I don't really notice it to where it's uncomfortable whenever I'm walking. And that's the other thing too, is your boots, they should not be uncomfortable when they're brand new. I don't care how new they are. I don't care what skin they are. I don't care who's told you what. Your boots should be comfortable right from the get-go. They're going to become more comfortable as you break them in, but they should be comfortable right from the get-go. It's kind of a myth that cowboy boots are uncomfortable. If they're uncomfortable, you have the wrong size or you have the wrong style for your foot. So try a different size, try a different style if you find that they're uncomfortable. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope that these tips to properly fitting a new pair of cowboy boots helped you guys out. Remember, 3 areas you want to look at: instep, heel, toe box. Enough room for your toes, nice snug fit in the instep, pop and a little tiny bit of slip in the heel area. Remember those 3 key steps whenever you're trying out a new pair of boots, and you're gonna enjoy your boots. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I had said, I hope this video helped you guys out in sizing a new pair of boots. And if you guys are interested in trying to get a new water bottle or looking for a new water bottle for yourselves, check out my last video where I gave my first impressions of the Takea. Takea, I think, is actually how you say it. I believe I was saying it wrong, but the Takea water bottle. I'll link that in the description below. Go ahead and check that out. Thank you guys so much. Have a great evening.